fluctuate one, how it has been there. Next it is what, how it has been managed, because with the help of this managing only the thing is each and everything are been performed. Finally with the help of this all rates are been already minted by the government, because according to their rules and regulations are been performed, and because with the help of this only the thing is the rates have been fluctuated into the market, because with the help of this only the currencies you can see about it how it has been growing more and more. So this has been said exchange rate. So once again I'll go with the help of definitions of an exchange rate. Here only the thing is the countries, now the way in which a country manages its currency, and thus the arrangements by the price of that country currency is determined on the foreign exchange rate. So here it is what the two type of it. One it is arrangement, second it is means in price. So with the help of these two substances only the thing is the foreign exchange rate works, because here you are balancing the currency and after other person currency it is being seen, and then afterwards it is being showing according to that way. Okay, next I'll be going with the help of history. Already we have already seen historical development, how the currency came, and previously on the olden period of time the currency was not there, but previously what was the scenario, like after getting that type of scenario the thing is what the currency has been started up, but previously like you can say over a past 200 year plus year the world has gone through the major changes in global exchanging rate environment. They went with the help of 2000 plus year. So they went the big type of changes because they require the changes. After that type of changes, it has been growing more and more into the environment. Now, what type of it has been changed? Because previously, on the olden period of time, only we was having a gold where the exchange was being performed. But a certain particular time after when the currency is being came, so from gold it has been converted into the currency according to the particularly whatever it was given on the 19th century. Now see, the starting with the gold standard regime of latter part of 19th century to today, somehow mixed systems we were identified. There are three distinct periods. Now we went with the help of different types of period, and into this three different types of period the thing is what the gold was the major type of it, where it was said a currency whenever you want to buy, whenever you want to sell, anything was there, the currency which was said that was gold. But with the help of this, as if the gold also came, the currencies also came, so we went with the help of mixed type of it exchanges. So into this type of system, we went with the help of three different eras, and with the help of these three different eras, at least what we got an identification how to run with the help of the currency and how which was performing the currency into the olden period of time. First it is what gold standard. Now like on this particular year 1816 to 1914, on that time the gold was the only handling, like we was performing the each and everything which was related with gold, because that was only the currency. Whether you want to buy or whether you want to sell, the gold was the only standard of it. Certain period of time when the Bretton Woods came, okay, so on that time when the currency started, like after 1945 to 73 the currency started, and afterwards the thing is what it was growing more and more. Then afterwards we went with the help of mixed system which is there on 1970 to the present what we are running currently. So this is what each and every era, here you can see a bit type of changes, and with the help of the changes the thing is what our currency works. So this is the history how the exchange rate started, and what was the amount, like when you want to buy the amount was different, when you want to sell the amount is different, because it is depend upon the economical standard, and with the help of economical standard the standard of the living of the people. So with the help of this only we will be getting a proper type of it exchange rate system. So previously on that time the gold standard was a Bretton Woods, where IMF, where International Monetary Funds which was started, and then afterwards after we are into the mixed system. Currently we are in mixed system. At a particular where golds are required, at a particular where this is required, at a particular where currencies are required, each and everything are been raised. So this has been checked on that time. Next we will be moving with the help of during 1800 the Industrial Revolution brought about a vast increasing. Now you can say a gold standard how. Now we will move into these three eras. Okay, the gold standard, how the thing is it was running with the help of a gold standard, Bretton Woods and mixed system, how it was running the currency. Here you can say during 1800 the industrial revolution brought about a vast increase in production of goods and widened the basis of world trade. So here it is what it is being said, industrial revolution was a vast development on that time, like before till the time when on the gold standard, on that time there was not much, but suddenly the thing is a particular period of time industrial revolution has been set up. So on that time the production quality was also been there, so production was increased. Production was also increased by goods, and with the help of this, the thing is it was there on the worldwide. So that was one type of on that time it was there. At that time, trading countries believed that the necessary conditions to facilitate the world trade was a stable exchange rate system. So on that time they have just kept the stable exchange rate system because they thought about it, just it is the beginning of just type of industrial revolution. So on that time what to do? So better it is what we'll do the stable exchange rate system, because with the help of this only it will be growing more and more. Stable exchange rate means what we're seen necessary for encouraging and settling the commercial transaction across the border, both by the companies and by the government. So like here stability in the sense, here there is no other difference between, it is only just a mixed one. Here we are just understood here, like you also perform, I am also performing, and we are completing a task. This was a system which was conducted previously. So by the second half of 19th century, most countries has adopted the gold standard exchange rate system. So like after once 18th century it has been passed, so on the 19th century it has been said the country has adopted this type of system, that is called a gold standard exchange rate regime, which was bonded for the longer period of time. So it was said with the help of this it developed certain kind of standard. So previously we was not performing only the gold standard. So how the gold standard rate system has been here, the major thing was they want to just stable it down each and everything. My main motive will be stable exchange rate, means here you are like other person, the person who is running their business, that and the government, they are just understood, and then after they are performing the rest of the exchange rate, performing their production according to that way. So with the help of this, the thing is the trading of the country was being occurred. Now here you can see after worldwide, like World War I, when the World War on 1914 to the World War II, okay, so like this was in this two period, how the thing is, again the thing is the currency rate has been changed, and with the help of new type of it following, or else with the help of new type of innovative rate has been described. Now here you can see how the standard rate, gold standard rate is developed. Now here you can see World War I, when it was happening in 1914. So through the World War II, okay, and 44. So once the thing is there was different type of World War. Now see, World War One makes the beginning of the end of the gold standard. Now as if already, because the year has been changed, now here you can say as the year has been changed here till 14, till the time the gold standard rate was there. So on that time the exchanging rate was different. But once it has been completed and we are passing out for the second, like after 19th century, here you can say it about this was a previously, but currently as if where the beginning was there, so on that time the beginning, the thing is the gold standard was completed, and then afterwards we went with the help of this type of it. Now here you can say during the war, countries suspended the convertibility of currency into gold. Now like during this war, the previously what it was, you was having a gold, but from gold you can develop your currency, it was there. But after once the thing is the World War has been started, so on that time they have stopped doing this. What they have started just only to represent the currency more, not as compared to the gold. And what with this help, the thing is the exchange rate was not more. They have not started keeping more and more. So they have been stopped doing this. They are suspended. After World War I, various attempts were made to restore the classical gold standard. So on that time, again the thing is the same scenario was being performed, and again they thought about it, like let us, whatever the previously what standard what we were doing, let us do that. So that was it. Then on 19th and on 25th, the US returns to the gold standard, and Great Britain joined, followed by the France and Switzerland. So these are the different type of country who has been start up again with the help of that gold standard. Again they started performing that type of duty. This attempt proved was unsuccessful. They started, but still the thing is it created unsuccessful. Why? The question was why. The question was this, they proved unsuccessful. The answer is why. During this time, most countries were more concerned with their national economy than exchange rate stability. They was not like more focused on the exchange rate stability, like what is going on, it is okay, but still the thing is what they want to run their economical life, because as if the economical life will be more, so ultimately the thing is my exchange rate will be balancing properly. So the country was having more focus on this, especially during the Great Depreciation on 1929 to 30. So like on this period, especially during the Great Depression period, so on that time where the thing is the company was in the recession part, so on that time they have put more focused on from 29 to 30, like for the 1 year, till they was having more concept on this. As a result, country abandoned their attempts to return to an interval gold standard. Britain and Japan drops in 1931, the US in 1933. Means they have been started on 1921, then 25, and after certain period of, again the thing is what they thought about it, it's not working properly. They have been suspended into the 31, and that person was into 1933. So you can say how the thing is during World War, how was the system where you can say a country where it was been, they thought about it not of the exchange rate, whatever it is, if it has been stable it's okay, but still they was having more focus on better on economical standard, because if my economical standard and on that time it won't be saying about it, so the same manners will be following currently. So they want a bit type of changes. So with the help of bit type of changes, they was truly focused on that type of, they was not focused on that. So which create a certain type of fit. After World War, it create a bit type of change. Now here you can say balance of payments. Now this is the major importance, because with the help of this only the thing is what payments are being done through the different host country, from home country to host country. So with the help of this, because that's important in your chapter, this is the major important point, that is called a balance of payment, because till the time how the payments are being done, like what are the categories. Now into this categories you will be only seeing what is debit, what is credit, and what are the assets, where it goes, only you will be seeing the posting. So with the help of this at least what you can identify, like when you are solving any kind of accounts when related with exchange rate, so here you will be able to understood like this to be updated into credit, this to be updated into debit, like according to its financial system how you will be putting out, and as balance sheet will be there, so how you will be tallying out. So with the help of this at least what you can identify. You are having 3 different types of accounts. Okay, so with the help of this 3 types of account, you will be handling on. Already you are having saving account, current account, recurring account. So here you will be even seeing more focus on current account and capital account, because with the help of this only the company runs their business. Now balance of the payment categorized. Now you see first point you will be learning with this categories. What are the categories? The international flow of goods and services, how the goods are being flowing from one country to some other country, and the capital, because as if goods and services are being also been distributed, so with this at least what you should also aware with the help of an capital, how the funds are being given from one part to some other part. Coping with the current account defect, like how the current accounts are being run. So because with the help of this at least what you can identify how the how the current account is running out, because where you do the posting and all. Now you first to see how you categorize. Now balance of payment, which is being said BOP. Now where, just a minute, now see. First is what a balance of payment, whenever you do, first it should be a purpose. Measure all the financial economical transaction over a specific period of time, like whatever the transaction as if you do it, like when you're balancing a payment, so on that time first there should be a purpose. So like what kind of purpose, here you should at least what you should be measured with the help of financial and economical transaction over a specific period of time, like whatever you need to identify each and everything, and after seeing the economical life you need to measure with the help of particular type of period, so that has been calculated. Next it is what are the categories? Double entry book, see how you do the entries. Because here you need to show a certain type of reflection from one account to some other account. So where you do the reflection, now double entry in bookkeeping, into the account you need to show this type of it, where currency inflow, currency outflow. where you will be showing in debit, credit, and here it will be showing in debit. So earn foreign exchange, expend in foreign exchange. Now here you can say inflow. Inflow in the sense it is what, where it has been credited. So here you are earning. You are earning because here you will be having a reverse entry where you will be doing a double where it's showing your reflection. Like once it has been plus, second it has been minus. So this will be showing on. So currency in outflow, here you are showing as if the currencies have been moving out, like you are expanding the foreign exchange. Means as the currencies have been moving. So this type of it balance of payments you will be earning. So because with the help of this, it will be showing certain kind of equality. The next, the three major accounts, okay, usually you will be having current account, capital account and official reserved. So like this you can say a reserved of the capital, like how much capitals are being kept for you. That has been set, a capital whatever it will be there. Next it is what the current, what are the current accounts, the capital account and official, because with the help of these three accounts the thing is what, you're using your currency and you're posting your currency according to that way. And one more, it is what, fourth it is what, now see how current accounts are being shown. Now see, current account for what reason, where your, what type of records are being maintained, net flow of goods, service and unilateral transfer, as it means what are the points you put it. For in the current account, what are the transactions, first you put for goods and services, what will be your goods, how much will be your services, whatever you have exchanged it, that thing. And if there is any kind of transfer, whichever it has been done from one account to some other account, so that type of it will be there. Then when related with the help of capital account, here you will be seeing what type of it functions, recording public and private investments and lending. So like all those functions you will be putting inside and you will be recording your details according to that way, where you say public investment, private investments and lending, how much you have invested and how much you have borrowed from other person. So with the help of this, at least what, you will be getting a proper way of identification. So which creates a positivity into this and which shows certain kind of it, where the capital account, in the capital account, how it has been boarded. Next, see how you will be seeing inflow and outflow. Already we have seen inflow where it will be there. So like there will be in the credit side, outflow will be there, which will be on the debit side. So these are the types of entries which you need to do it, because with the help of this type of only entries, the thing is what, you need to run your business and you need to run your account according to that way. Now, capital account we have already seen previously, current account already we have seen. Now again the capital account when we are moving, so like currently even more continue, what are the transactions are being seen here, you need to see with the help of portfolios and direct and short terms. These are the three where your shares are being listed. So you need to perform your details according to that way, where portfolios and all each and everything are being maintained properly. Direct investments where you performing your each and every entries, and with the help of it where you are doing direct way, where investing or performing any kind of it, so that it has been shared. Short terms where you are seeing out each and everything, where you are performing your duties according to that way, so that will create certain kind of positivity. Next, your categories again will be moving with the help of official reserve. Here we have already seen what type of reserves are being checked, because with the help of this type of only reserve, here you need to identify, you need to keep each and every data. So with the help of this type of only data, the thing is what, the detail will be mentioned properly. Official reserve, now here you will see what are the different types of data it has been fulfilled in. First is what, major changes in international reserve, if there will be any type of changes when related with any kind of currency or any notes when related, so that type of changes, that type of it amounts and that type of it performance you need to do it, owned by the central bank. Next, reflected surplus and defect of if there is any kind of profit which has been shown, like each and every detail you need to update it into this account, so which shows a certain kind of credibility with this. Next, it is what a current account, capital account. So these are the two different type of it where you need to show the reflection, where it will be performing into two, current account and capital account, which shows certain kind of it positivity into this, because with the help of this only it shows certain kind of it where the transactions have been balanced or not, because your understanding, you are performing the proper way of balancing each and everything. So where you are balancing each and everything, you need to identify each and every stuff. Now where again official reserved account, same again, what are the things have been concluded, gold, convertible securities, These are the two different type of it, where if there is any from gold, like from gold, as if you are changing from any kind of it to the currency, so again that type of it, what how much it was there, so that will be there. Next, convertible security, where the securities are being exchanged from shares, or from shares to bond, or bond to shares, or certain type of it from the funds, or like whatever, as if you sold also, so that each and everything will be there into the reserve. So that will be performing, that you need to update it into that. Next, it is what net effect, your finalization of your net effect, sum of all the transaction must be zero. So like the ultimately means when you're starting out, it should be start from the zero, and where you need to all update it with in all accounts, whether it is the current account, capital, and official reserve. So because with the help of this only, it shows certain kind of it where positivity, where you can show like yes, it is the performance of my, where your balance, where your payments have been balanced properly. Okay. Now next, it is what are balance of payment measures? Some definitions here it has been given. What are simple, because what at least you should understand what you mean by some balance, like what are the balance, basic balance. Consistence of current account and the long term capital flows, minus you can say, okay, long term minus long term capital flow. So like there is a consistency of current account and long term capital flow, like whatever the amount which has been reserved properly, so that amount reserved and which you kept for the longer period of time, so that each and everything you need to calculate here. You need to calculate which shows a basic balance, because with the help of this, how you calculate a basic balance, here you can take it like current account, and next it is what the long term capital. So whichever it has been balanced, so with the help of this, at least what it will be categorized that way. Now here you can say basic balance. Now how it has been calculated, now see, emphasizing on long term trend, like mostly first we have already seen here, just a minute. Okay. Now here you can say, first we went with the help of current account and long term capital inflow. So here when you are performing, so on that time you can need to see this way. Plus with the help of second, where you need to have a simple, which has been say emphasizing on long term trend, because here as if a current balance is that type of balance where the long term performance it has been done more, because with the help of this only we can identify the proper type of it balancing into the payment, which shows a certain kind of it positivity. So this has been said with the help of these 2 points. Like once it has been excluded, that is a short term dependency flow that heavily depends on temporary facts. So like they have been like less with the help of short term, they have been more focused on the long term, because with this it creates a certain kind of a basic payment which shows a certain creditability into it, where you can say a basic balances are being completed into this different types of points. Now here again the thing is what next, what are the things, net liquidity balance, where you can say where it has been showing, like this all the accounts here it has been shown. Now net liquidity balance measures the changes in, just a minute. Okay. Net liquidity balance, which shows about it, you need to measure measure the changes of private domestic borrow or lending requires to give the payment equally without adjustment of official reserve. Here you are buying the goods from outside and you are taking the amount, and with the help of this, the thing is you are balancing each and every duties, and with the help of balancing, the thing is what you are lending each and everyone, finally you are performing the balance. Now here means as if you are not using your own funds, you are buying, you are lending from outside, and finally with the help of this, the thing is what you are showing certain kind of equal, and with the help of there is no type of adjustment to the rest of whatever the official reserve it has been given. So with the help of this, at least what your balance are being like your net balance are being equally from here only. It has been balanced here only. So with the help of this, it shows certain kind of it performs, and then afterwards you are showing into the balance. Now there is one more point that has been there, official reserve transaction. How you perform official reserve transaction, measures the adjustment needs by the official and reserve. So because with the help of this different type of it only, the thing is the official reserve transaction it has been done. So how you do the official transaction, as if like whatever you're performing into it regular one, so you're adjusting your each and everything officially needs by the official and reserve. So like each and everything are being calculated and finally you're putting into the official reserve transaction. So basically you can say these are the all different type of account where capital and current account transaction are being performed, where goods and services are being seen. Only it is like inflow and outflow, how the currencies are being measured, and with the help of the currency how it is been performing each and every duties into the longer one. So that creates certain positivity. Now here you can say, I have given one chart, see. Okay, exchange rate regime today. Now nowadays how the exchange rate works and how it is being said. Like already we have seen on the olden eras, then afterwards on the 1800th century before, on that time where industrial revolution has just take forth, and with the help of this which was growing more and more. So this was it. But after certain period of time when this type of business are being started, like when World War has been completed, so after that World War, what is there on the current one? So on that time you can say current exchange rate regime falls along with the spectrums as represented by the national government involvement in affecting their currency exchange rate. So like where now here you can see how the national government involves in the affecting the managing their currency exchange rate. Now here the thing is the outside country comes, outside nation comes, and finally with the help of this they bonding, and finally with the help of this the thing is their involvement, the thing is the work are been completed, what we have seen previously, how it has been said. Now see, a very little if involvement if it has been done. So as involvement it has been done, forex is determined the exchange rate. Okay, now here you can see where it has been participate, first with the help of little involvement, next active involvement, and with the help of this, with the help of an error where you can say as involvement it has been done, a very little involvement it has been done. So like foreign exchange, forex market is determines the exchange rate, like foreign exchange that is determining exchange rate, government is managing or pegging the exchange rate. So like here you can say, here it is governments are managing themselves, and here it is what forex market is determining the exchange, because with the help of this only it shows a certain kind of it, a fall or a spectrum where it is you can say a market runs and market perform their duties according to that way. Now here which is there or currently, where on the both side here you can say first it is what the involvement where it has been done with the help of the market, and second with the help of it like a government, and then afterwards the government and pegging systems, like however they are performing their duties, and according to that type of duties only the exchange rates are being flourished. So these are the two different types of it involvement, and with the help of an involvement the thing is the duties are being performed according to that way. Now, where are the question again it has been arise, where are we today in the term of exchange rate regime? Now here you can say we have already seen there are different type of system where we are where we was there. Now with the help of this we are into the mixed system. So like when it is on the mixed system, when it has been said, so on that time what we are currently. Now like we are not even the gold standard, we are not into any part of it, but we are into mixed where each and everything are been there, and after performing with the help of this the thing is the systems are been working according to that way. Now here you can say where are we today, the question arises in this. So where it is the exchange rate regime, mixed international monetary system consists of, like currently what mixed international, what we have already seen, what type of different systems are being calculated. So like floating exchange rate regime, a market force determine the relative values of currency, manage the dirty floats rate regime, government manage their currency value with regard to the references of the currency. Okay, market moves this currency, but the government are managing the process and intervening when necessary. So these are the different type of it where a government and the currency of an economical standard where each and every people are performing their duties, where with the help of they are seeing about the currency changes, and with the help of currency changes they are performing their duties according to that way. Now here you can say mixed international monetary system. Here we have already seen, means there is no other any unique one. Here there is a mixed one where each and every gold standard what we are performing, and then the currency rate, how the currency rates are being fluctuated. So with the help of currency rates are being fluctuated, they are showing their certain kind of it innovative one, where the thing is what they are managing that type of currency into the market, so which shows certain kind of creditability. So where the thing is government managing their current currency value with regards to the references to the country. Now here the thing is what the governments have been performing their currency, like what to do, how to do, like how to be performed, that all the things are been given by from the government. So which shows with a certain kind of its positivity, and where they're performing each and every duties according to that way. Market moves this currency, but the governments are managing the process and intervene when necessary. Now like market, now like the currency, how it works, the currency works according to the market, because it is depend upon the economical way and where the standard of it. So like government when it is been required, so here like it moves from the currency, but the government is managing the process, like how to go, how to do into the market. So internally what are technical one, as if you go, like for example if you go to any bank, so like bank doesn't give you each and everything, but the thing is on the behalf of the RBI, the bank is performing its duty. So like a bank, like each and everything, the thing is what RBI does, but here the thing is the main information thing, it is what through the banks only it has been each and every duties have been performed, but with the regards of an RBI. So RBI is one type of government, a central one, which is giving just a pushback to the bank to perform its duties and to fulfill each and every customer's needs and wants. And with the help of this, the thing is what the exchanging of currency or any kind of duties wherever it has been performed, so which shows certain kind of it positivity. So here it has been said with the help of this pegged exchange rate system. This is called government fixed the value of its currency relatively to the reference currency. Few words of this regime than in the past. So like your peg exchange rate regime, it is what here the government already has selected, or it has been already been given certain kind of a rate, like this is the rate, it should be performed according to this way only. Like there won't be any kind of changes, as if you do the transactions, still the rate will be the same. It won't be a certain kind of it relative or certain kind of it where it is not been required. So by which creates this type of a system, it is called a peg system, what we are performing, where you can say currently one, it is a floating one, market force determines relatively values of in currency, next it has been managed, and third it is what, these are the three different systems of currently what type of currency what we are following, and according to this it has been converted. Okay, first it is what we have already seen of floating, because here the market is forcing on to float their rates, okay, because to fluctuate their rates. Next with the help of managing, now here managing, it is from the government, it's managing the currency, and from the market it has been flowing. And last it is a peg system where government is already fixing a certain relative type of amount. So this amount, with the help of that only amount, the thing is each and every things are been worked. So with the help of this the monetary systems are been running. Now what are documentations in India required? Because as if you do each and everything, so what are the documentation process are been required? Because with the help of this only we can identify. Just a second. Okay. Now, this was an export-import documentation in India. Now, previously we have went with the help of each and every term. Now we have already seen how the currency works, how the monetary with the help of the different type of it, how the currencies are been forming with the help of three different part of it. We have already seen capital account, current account, official reserve, and how the net equity or liquidity balance are been performed. So like each and every performance we have already seen, and after performing each and everything we have finally once it has been done, now see how the documentation are done, because here you need to have more focus on documentation, because here as if the goods are been distributed from one country to some other country. So where the export and imports are been done, and with the help of export and import what are the documentation are required, because that also reflects with the help of your currency one. Now okay. Now, export documents plays a vital role in international markets, as it facilitates the smooth flows of goods and payments thereof across to the national frontiers. That is important, because as if the goods are been distributed from one country to some other country, so on that time the payment is also been done, because currently you can see a bank where all our the business where it has been running, so we run with the help of all current account, and now with the help of the current account, as the goods are being exported imported, so on that time the goods, once the goods are being imported exported, finally the thing is the payments are also been done according to that way with the help of RTGS and NEFT. So with the help of this, now the thing is with the help it becomes very easier to do the transaction across to the border. Exporters are required to follow certain formalities and procedure using the number of documents, because that is important, because each and every document are having their numbers. So with their numbers, the thing is what they are required to, exporters are required to follow all terms and conditions according to this way. Each of these documents serves a specific purpose and hence carried its own significance. Now whatever the documents are being there, so each and every document correct certain kind of terms and conditions, so that terms and conditions importance to be followed. A clear understanding of all documents and its purpose, how to prepare this, number of copies required, when and where to be filed, it must be for all the export professionals. Now the goods where goods are being performed, like where the exports are being done, like when this type of procedures are being followed, so on that time all this type of documents, how to be used, when it is to be used, in which process it has been used, each and everything are being seen, because which creates a certain kind of a positivity, and with the person will be getting a proper identification how to perform their each and every goods, and with the help of this it shows certain type of it where exporters will be getting a proper way of information of goods and how to do the payment also. So that creates a certain kind of it with the effective way. Exporters documentation in India has involved a great deal of interest since in 1990. Like previously it was not there, but after 1990 as if it has been done, so on that great type of involvement it has been given. So that creates a huge type of it where the thing is each and every involvement, with the help of this involvement, the thing is it has been greater more and more of exported documents. Prior to the 1990, documentation was manual and it was lacked proper coordination. So previously coordination was less, but the thing is when related with documents was all the things was done manual, but currently the result was lot of delay and mistakes, rendering the task very clumsy, tiredness, repetitive and truly frustrated. So on that time previously this was a scenario where it becomes very difficult at least to understand, because like to scribble it was not proper, to understand each and everything was created certain kind of messy way. So with this it created certain type of it wrongly which was interpreted, so that which creates a certain kind of a delay. India adopted this ADS, that is Aligned Document System, in 1991, which is the international accepted documental system. Now like there was one type of document currently this as India after 1990 on 1991 this type of document has been flourished into the India. So with the help of this at least what it will be created certain type of positivity, and with the help of this was accepted into the India when the goods was exported from the country, when the goods was imported exported from one country to some other country, and with the help of this the documentation was required according to that way. So which this type of systems was being calculated. Export documents is complex is nature, as a number of documents to be filed in the very large number. So also is the number of the concerned authorities to whom the relevant documents to be submitted. So like here you can say each and everything was very complex, because here it was very big type of task, because which creates a certain kind of complexity, and where the documents to be filled more into the large number, and it becomes very complex, because to get through those papers and all each and everything internally, it was very a bit type of difficulties. It is therefore advisable to take the help of shipments and forward the agent who will obtain the file out of the document correctly, as well as the managing and transportation. So here like when to look after each and everything, you require a person to handle each and everything properly. So at least what you can do, a proper way of transportation of goods from one country to some other country, which shows certain kind of positivity, because here you require certain type of importance which should be given to the people. So because with the help of this only, it shows certain type of positivity. So here you require a that type of person shipment. So at least what that type of agent where he can just go through with the help of this type of system. So that create a certain type of a positive one. Now, parties interested in exporting the documenting in India, like the people now here the people who are been ready for like the parties who are been ready, like when you are doing certain kind of documentation one. So here what are the parties are been required to perform this type of export documentation in India. Like first it is what parties in the documentation of India. I'll just go through. So at least these are the different type of documentation. Paperwork, it's been required like when you are doing certain kind of certain type of documentation when the exporters are required. Now buyers and exports, buying agent, RBI, authorized dealers, like where the exporters have his bank account, buyer banks, DGFT, the Customs and Port Authority, VAT and Excise Authority, EPCS, insurance company, inspection agency, clearing and forwarding agent, shipping companies, airlines and inland carriers, etc. So like usually you can say each and every documents are been required, which create a certain type of positivity into this, and which shows certain kind of where here you can show an exporters that require all such type of documents. Now, proper documents will ensure the smooth and sailing with the requirement of above agency, and resulting the transaction will be successfully won. So like if documentations have been done properly, so finally it will become very proper way, smoothing way, as if you can do certain type of a transaction properly. Inaccurate and incomplete documentation will result in serious financially and goodwill loss. So this you need to have a focus, like financially and goodwill loss, it will be there more and more. So that creates a certain negativity into this. Such losing can be completely avoided by understanding clearly the documentation required of all the concerned parties, and then medially planning to get the right documents in the right number at the right place and the right time. So like if this type of understanding it has been done, and if such kind of avoidance it is being given to it, so on that time you need to identify each and every zone, because with the help of each and every zone, at least what you will be able to understand, and you need to plan according to that way. So which create a certain type of problem, which does not create a certain type of problem, and which goes very properly with the help of smoothly. Now, classification of export documents. What are documents which has been required? So which create a certain type of what are documents are required. Now here you can say export documents can be classified into following 4 terms. Commercial documents, regulatory, export assistance, document required by importing countries. Now here you can say a different type of documents are been required, because as if whenever you're doing any kind of transaction when related with the help of import and export, so on that time you need to identify this different type of documentation, because with the help of the documentation here the thing is the goods will be distributed, and with the help of that only type of documents will be moving further. Commercialized documents, these documents are used by export import to discharge their respective legals and other incidental responsibility under the sale control. Now here you need to have more focus. You have already been seen that export imports to discharge their respective legals and other incidental responsibility under sale contract. Like commercially documents, these are certain kind of legal type of documents where the shipments are being traveled from one country to some other country. So with the help of one country to some other country, it's a responsibility of the person to go through with the help of this, which creates a certain kind of a documents here you need to fulfill according to that way. Which type of documents? Now in commercial documents, it has been subdivided into principal commercial documents and auxiliary commercial document. Now principally, this different type of it, what are the things? To effect physical transfer of goods and title of the goods from the exporters to the buyers. Like here, what type of documents here, principal documents, what have been required, where you can say a physical transfer of goods and the title of the goods from exporters to the buyers, as if how it has been go, like when this type of documents are been there, exporter to the buyer. So on that time, this type of documents, commercial papers have been required to release export sales procedure, okay, where you can say where sales procedures are been export sales procedures have been given more and more, that it is also been looked after. Now, principal documents including, there are more other documents which has been required, commercial invoice, packing lease, certificate of inspection, certificate of insurance, policy, bills of landing, airways, combined transport documentation, certificates of origin, bills of exchange, shipment and advice. So like each and every documents are required when you're doing, these are the principal documents, commercial documents whenever you're doing any kind of transaction. So on that time, this type of documents are being classified, which shows which you need to develop according to that way only. Now, occultations, commercial documents, the documents are required to prepare procedures to the principal commercial documents and includes, like as if you are having those principal documents, so with the help of that only you need to perform this type of a documentation, perform an invoice, shipping instructions, insurance declaration, intimation for the inspection, shipping orders, mates received, application for the certificates of an origin, letter of banks, the negotiation, collection of documents. So like each and every documents are been required here, because which you need to show during like when the goods are been distributed. So this is also been looked after, because when the payments are been done, when funds are been released on that time, this you need to forth with the help of this also. Regulatory documents, these are the prescribed by the various governmental departments, bodies by the compliances of formalities. Here you can say a government where it has been participated. Like these are the all different type of forms. You need to like go through with the help of those points, and then afterwards the compliances you need to fulfill. First it is exchange control rate control declaration form, fridge payment certificate, like fridge you need to give what are the payments you are posing, insurance premium payment, air 1, air 2 form, shipping bills, bills of export, port trust copy, export application, receipt of payment or a port charge, vehicle tickets. So like you can see each and everything are been given. So with the help of this, at least what the documents have been fulfilled according to that way. Export assistant documents. Now these are the assistant documents where like you from one or other documents are been also been required, so that has been also been changed. There are the documentation which are required by claiming the assistant under the various export assistant measures as many operations from time to time. Currently this reference to drawback of central excise, custom duties, packing credit, each and everything documents are been required. Documentation required by importing countries. Like this first we have already seen with the help of exporting, now we will be seeing of importing. Now what are the documentation where governmental control certificates have been required, each and everything have been required here. So with the help of this, at least what you need to show certain kind of it positivity, and here you need to show certain kind of it where barriers are also been there, but still at least the thing is the goods and documents to be fulfilled there, because with the help of this only the payments will be released. Now what are commercial invoices? It is basically and most important documents. Okay, here it is like how it is a commercial documents and commercial invoices. It will be like the exporter person name, who is the person, how is the person, like his number, consignee number, consignor number, buyer order number, country is origin from, country's final destination, term of the payments and delivery, like each and every details are been fulfilled it, because with the help of this only it has been shown. Now here the port of discharge, final designation, destination, container number and the kind of package, detailed description of goods, pre-carrier details, vessel, flight numbers, port of loading, and total amount of chargeable accountability. Like each and every details are been given. Therefore, commercial invoices contain the complete details of an export order. So like this is one type of it, import one, where you can say an export order, the total amount it has been given to it. Now, normally the trade practices to be raised and send the perform invoices to the buyer for his approval once the order has been finalized. So like each and every orders are being given, and with the help of as the orders are being given for the papers for the approval, it has been given to it, because with the help of this only it is showing. On the receipt of the approval, perform invoices, the exporter can use it as a part of export contract. And last, it's the commercial invoices, then will become easier to prepare on the basis of approval perform invoices. So like each and every documents will be required. So with the help of documentation, as if it is required, the documentation will be performing further. Packaging list, the same packaging list which says about each and every goods, what is the weight, how much it is the length, breadth and height, each and everything are been there. And after this, the thing is what is the actual and how much you have dispatched, that each and every document and each and every details are been checked. And then afterwards, as if it is once it has been done, it has been ready to travel across to the border. Certificate of inspection. Now here it is also there, the like export agency comes for the inspection. So as if once it has been done the inspection, the compulsory for the, it is a compulsory for each and every shipments to do the inspection, because with the help of this only it will be performing his duty like shipment on that time only. So it shows proper way. Now your certificate of insurance, bill of landing, so like each and every document. Now when certificate of insurance is most important areas in the export business. So the stake as usually is very high. So like here you can say protection needs to be taken in the form of insurance here. Covered for the duration of transit of the goods from the exporters to the importers, each and every one. Like here you need to show both type of relationship, how exporters importer performing. Bills of landing, this is issued when the goods are shipping using oceanic one transport, like you can say a marine one, where it is being transported. So like from one hand to some final hand as if it is going, so that type of exporting system and that type of documents are being required which show certain type of it proper way. So that thing should be done. Airway bill, as it is being going through the airline, like as if it is going by air, so that thing is also being seen here. Then combined transport documentation, here like multi-model, like different type of transportation you are using, and finally you are performing that type of a duty, so that is also being checked here. Certificate of origin, like which proof which goods are being situated from one country to some other country. So the country proof you need to show, because where basically the goods are from. So that has been seen. So as if it has been seen, then afterwards the declaration from the clearance from where the goods are being there. So their person purchase order, each and every documents are being required, and with the help of this, where the goods are also being inspected, because as if the goods are being inspected, then it would be created a proper way of performance, because with the help of this only it has been the goods are being manufactured that way. Bills of exchange. Now here you are already having the 3%, drawer, drawee and drawee and V. So where here you can say with the help of this two type of it person, the thing is what the goods are being draft, the payments are being done according to that way with the help of bills of exchange, where the other person and that person. So where the goods are being given to that person, but a certain period of time the thing is the bills are being sent, and with the help of bills are being sent, finally again the thing is the exchange it has been done. So with the help of this, the thing is what the importer and exporters perform their duties according to that way, as if it has been across to the border also. Now shipment advices, usually shipment whatever it has been advised, like when till the time the goods are not delivered, it's the responsibility of the shipment to perform its duties and to move with the help of that type of only, because which will be performing each and every duties according to that way, which shows into the major insurance. So that which will be created proper one. No, so that is why this was a major impact into it. Now, definition of foreign exchange market. What is a foreign exchange market? A foreign exchange market can be defined as term of specific function as institution facilitating the conversions of one country currency into the another currency. Okay, so like major focus on conversions from the one country to some other country. It has been said through the buying and selling of currency. How it has been done? Through the like buying and selling of currency. Here it has been done, allows the global firms to move in and out of this currency as needed, like as if how much it has been needed inside, how much it is needed outside. So that type of it which is running into the market. Set and quotes the exchange rate, like whatever the balance rate, like the perform rate, like this is the rate you need to perform this way, and a quoted rate, like this will be the final rate or relative rates. It won't be bit type of changes. So that is the thing. This is the ratio of one currency to the another. This is like set and quote rate. It is what a ratio. Like this will be the 2:1, 1:2. So this with the help of that type of only currency it is being said. This rate determines the cost and return to the global business, like what was the cost and finally into the business, how it has been running and how much it will be there on the return. Like as if you can say return in investments, how I am, like as if this is a cost, I'm investing into the market, but how much I'm getting into the return. So that it has been said. Offer the contracts to manage the foreign exchange explosive, like how it has been, how the contracts have been performed, because as if it is the exchange rate. So what type of it, how you manage your currency. This hedged contract allows the global firms to offset their foreign currency exposures and manage the foreign currency risk. Like with the help of this, at least what, how the currency works and how the thing is what are the risks are being measured, because that thing has been seen here, and with the help of that thing as if it is being seen, you're running your market according to that way, your currency it's also been run according to that way. Thus they are the concentrates on their core business. So you're having more importance into the foreign business only, to go through with the help of the foreign currency and to move with the help of business only. What institutions are involved into the foreign exchange? Now, like what are the different type of it companies are been there, institutions are been there who have been running with the help of foreign exchange market. Large global banks like Deutsche Bank, HSBC Bank, HSBC, UBS, Citibank, acting on the behalf, like their external clients, and second it is what the own banks. Like these are the two different type of it, where and like one subsidized one, okay, where the goods and external clients, like where goods and services are being given. So that type of it person is also then one, the person is own performing his duty, which established the tone in the market, which shows certain kind of positivity, like this is the there into the market, so which shows certain type of credibility into this, so that creates a certain positivity one. This is through a market maker function. So it will be treated as a market maker. Like yes, this is the function, and where the thing is where the markets will be running and where the exchange rates are been performing their duties according to that way. Now, Bretton Woods, we have already seen the previous one. Now currently we will be seeing the Bretton Woods. Now 44 countries met to design a new system in 1994, established International Monetary Funds and World Bank. So like they both perform their own duties, and then afterwards as they club together and finally they perform with the help of IMF. That is maintaining the order and monetary system. Okay, what was the main duty of IMF? To maintain the order in the monetary system, like to currency you need to perform that way. Next, promotes the World Bank promotes the general economical development, like as much as you can promote the goods, promote the bank, you can promote that way, because here the exchange are being performed. Fixed exchange rates is pegged to the US dollars pegged to the gold to the $35 per ounce. Country maintains their currency 1% of the fixed rate, buying, selling and currency to the maintaining the level. So like each and everything here you are being focused, and with the help of this, it was terms and it was the rights of this to perform his goods according to that way, which shows certain type of creditability. Now, what is the role of an IMF? Role of an IMF, role, like what was the role? Role of an IMF. Now, the IMF maintained the exchange rate, which shows what is the main role. Like you need to maintain the exchange rate discipline. National governmental has to manage the inflation through their money supply. How the money will be supplied if there is certain kind of inflations will be there. So, with the help of this, how the flexibilities will be maintained. Provides a loan to the membering states, because as if there where the payments can be balanced, allow them times to bring down inflation, okay, like give them the time where if it has been there on the inflation, reveal the pressures to devalue if there is any kind of it pressures, so like give them the certain kind of it value, so at least with the help of this, at least what they can recover. Excessive drawing from IMF funds came with IMF supervisions of monetary and fiscal policy. These are the two funds where on that time, in International Monetary Funds, on that time, these two type of was supervised monetary and fiscal policy, those rules, those regulations, those taxations, and second with the help of currencies. So with the help of this, which was allowed it, now allowed to 10% of devaluations and more in IMF approved, and 187 members by 2003. So like previously it was only 44, and currently afterwards by 2003, 187 members which was participate, and then afterwards they brought their currency and they performed their currency according to that way. Okay, so like role of IMF was this. So on that time 44 members were there, but currently there are 187 members which has been participate. So after this, which was created a certain type of it problems, and with the help of this they was ready for to raise the funds and to perform their duties with the help of that way. So where it is here, you can say first we have seen the standard of it, gold standard, and finally with the help of this, that is called an IMF, where you have seen a Bretton Woods, where there's two type of it, like monetary and fiscal policy was been calculated. So with the help of this, at least the thing is the funds was raised according to that way. Now, strategies, how it was implicated, like the managerial implication. First, the currency management. Currency market does not always work in the expected government interventions, prospective activities. Like when related with the help of currency management, how the currency management was done with the help of currency market does not allow the work for suspected. Like on that time, there was not like government was not having that type of interventions. They were not being focused, but with the help of as if the business strategy as it been performed, because when goods and distributions of goods and services have been performed, so on that time the exchange was also been deferred. Now you see first business rate. What are the business rates have been given? Movement in exchange rates are difficulty to predict, okay, because as if a business is running, so you won't be able to know what will the next and how it will be performed. That is being seen. Forward market is imperfect predicted of the exchange rate movement, like you won't be getting a future rate how it will be performed, because with the help of it, the thing is the exchange rates are being fluctuated, so that will be there. Forward exchange rate market cover the risk for a month, not for the year. Like future market, as if it has been said, it is not till the whole year, because any time it can be changes. So that type of strategies has been there, because with the help of it, this type of strategies, the currency is also been changed. So that will also be in effect. So it won't be that type of it stable. Maintenance of strategy flexibility required, like what flexibility of strategies are been also been required. Deposit manufacturing, outsourcing, corporate government relationships. So like here you can say this type of all relationship, managerial implication relationships have been performed. So here you can say as if the two differences where currencies have been management, and here you can say business strategies how it has been performed, because with the help of this two only the thing is what the strategies have been built, and here with the help of this the exchange rates have been moved. Okay, now already we have already moved with the help of, we have already seen the chapters how it has been running. We have already went how the international market works, and how it has been performing set of all the duties. Now today next chapter, where that is the first we'll be going in FDI. Like before going in FDI, at least we'll move into the internal point. What I mean by FDI, that is the foreign direct investment. How the investments are being done through how the foreign directly they invest into the country, and then out to the different country, and finally the thing is what they are succeeding with it. And here you will be seeing the internal definition, how it has been working more and more into the market, which shows certain type of positivity. So here which shows how the investments are being done, and how the investments are being paid to that person, and how the duties are being charged. So with the help of this, at least it will be created a certain type of positivity. Now here you can say, we'll go to this. Now these are the different set of questions, where with the help of different set of questions how the FDI works. These are the different questions. Why is FDI increasing in world economy? This is the like how it has been there. Why do firms often prefer for FDI to the other market entering strategies? This has been there. Why do firms intimate the competitors with the FDI strategies? Why are certain locations favored for FDI? How does political ideology affect the governmental FDI policy? What are the key FDI related cost and benefit for receiving and sourcing countries? Okay, so these are the different set of questions. FDI, what do you mean by FDI? Now this was previously a set of questions what we have already seen. Now here it is what FDI, what do you mean by FDI? FDI, a firm invests directly in the foreign facility. According to seeing out the foreign facility, their person is performing his own duty. So with the help of it performing his own duty, so he will be seeing out how the investments are being done directly. A firm that engaged in FDI becomes a multinational enterprise. Multinational is equal to more than one country. Multinational, like as that person is engaged in FDI, so like that person or the company, it has been involved in more than 1 to 2 companies. Factors which influence the FDI is related to the factors that stimulating the trade, like the person who are been involving into FDI. So finally the main concern will be only trade, because with the help of this only the thing is it will be growing faster, and it shows a certain credibility towards the FDI. So that is even more focus or more attracting to the FDI. Involve ownership of entity abroad by, like more ownership they are be having, and more focus will be on production, marketing, service and R&D. Like they'll be having more focus on production, they'll be doing marketing, next R&D, assessing of raw materials and other resources, they'll be all involvement into this. Parents have direct managerial control. So parent already have a direct managerial control, that is depending on extent of ownership on other contractual terms of an FDI. So directly they have been having focus. No managerial involvement is equal to portfolio investment. So here this type of logos are being not described. No managerial involvement, like managers are not at all involved into this. The portfolio investments means a portfolio investments are being not at all done. It has been directly related to whatever the goods and services are being performed, and as with the help of ownership towards abroad, because here when you are doing an FDI, so finally my main intention will be abroad, as if you are doing production, marketing and R&D, and assessing raw materials and other resources. So this has been said. So like here you can say a parent have directly managerial control. Parent means in the sense one company which has been situated in US, another company situated into India. So with the help of it, a parent company means a company, a main company which is there in US. So US will be having the total takeovers towards Indian company, the same company which has been there. So the same, the parent have directly managerial control. Now your managerial control into the ownership fund and contractual basis with the help of an FDI. Then now you see FDI growth in the world economy. Like FDI outflow, that is $35 billion in 75 to 1.3 trillion dollars in is 65 $653 billions in 2003. Now, as if the year, the thing is, the billions are like outflow more and more FDI. Inflow, like you can say, from all the countries. FDI flows from all the countries from 92 to up to 29.2%, 2092% compared by the trade up with the help of 69 and output with the help of 28. The stocks are being there, and with the help of the stocks, in involvement of this, 64,000 MNCs has had already, it has been startup. Now is this 8,50,000 foreign affiliated, 53 million employees, 17.7 trillions in sales, and $8 trillions, that is a global export. So usually it was done. Finally again they concluded FDI flow growing faster than the world trade and the world output. So like if this type of it has been done, so like more output will be there and more types of it companies, more trading will be done more, and with the help of the trading, the thing is what the output will be also getting a more. So with the help of this, at least the thing is the company will be showing certain kind of it, certain type of position into the market, world map. Now here you can see how it was there. Now here you can see how it was there, which was start from 92 till 2003, as if it has been growing with the help of this. Now here you can say how it was there. Now as if the FDI events that has been come, so it has been grown according to that way. Now direction and the sources of FDI. Most FDI flow has been to develop the country from developed country. So why the thing is FDI has been said from developing country, it becomes developed countries. That is why the thing is we are moving with the help of an FDI. Much to the US from European Union, and second is from Japan. Like much it is involved into the from the US, European Unions and Japan. FDI increases to develop the country since from 85. Like it has been planned from the 85 to start up with the help of an FDI. Like you can already seen the logo with the help of McDonald's, where you have already seen like previously how it was they have planned, and finally it has been succeeded. Much of the emerging Asians and the Latin American economy, African lagging. So like each and every emerging countries was been performing their duties with the help of an FDI. Now here you can say developed nations and developing nations. Here you can say with the help of it colors, like when it has been black color, so the here you can say into the year that it is a developed nations. It has been developed nations. But when related with the help of the green color, it's called the developing nations, where you are showing with the help of small one, where it shows a certain kind of it one. Now form of an FDI, FDI form purchase of an asset, why and why not? Okay, why the thing is what like when moving with the help of an FDI, what you see a more form and as if how you perform their duties. Now FDI perform the form where purchasing of an asset by quick and not, and with the help of this your quick entry, as if how you get a purchase, like how come you purchase the assets. First what happens, form of quick entry into the market, local market knows and how, local official financially may be possible, eliminating the competitors and buying problems. So these are the different type of stuff when purchasing of an asset. Like as if when you purchase any kind of assets, this type of it forms it has been there. No investments, why and why not? No local entities available from the sale, local financial incentives, no hereditary problems, no long lead time in generating of sale. So like here it has become new investment markets, which where you can compete with the help of competition, so which will be growing more and more to you. So at least with the help of it you can succeed. International joint ventures, that is shared ownership with the local and other non-local partners, share risk. So like here you can say like if this type of a relationship it has been maintained, so finally long ventures like joint ventures when related to the help of international one will be growing more. So where you can say where it will be growing more, so like the FDI will be growing more and more into it, into the market. Now, alternative modes of marketing entry, like when you are doing an entry into the FDI, so what of the 100% it will be of ownership, okay, totally the person will be getting a proper way of ownership. Then afterwards, here it has been minus 100% ownership, here it is what FDI more focusing on ownership, international joint ventures. Strategy alliances where franchisee and licensing and export of direct and indirect one you can do it. So with the help of this, that is alternative modes of market entry, like as if you want to enter into the market. One you can be take a franchisee, non-equity, franchisee licensing, export directing, direct and indirect way how you're performing your duties. So that has been also been checked. Now, why FDI? Like mostly why we focused on an FDI? FDI overs the exporting, high transportation cost, trade barriers, like as if when you doing like over to the exporting, like from the exporting it is more difficult of in FDI, and where the thing is what the cost, the transportation costs are very higher, trade barriers are more because as if it has been transporting. Trade FDI over the licensing or franchisee, that has been like more and more needs to restrain the strategy control, okay, where it has been shown a proper way of strategies are being controlled, needs to protect technology, know-how, capability not suitable for licensing franchisee. Follow few main competitor immediately strategy response. So like you can say, you can as if we are going, we are getting a franchisee of any companies, or as you're getting certain kind of technological way how you're mostly you're performing your each and every one. So which creates a certain kind of it cost, and where the it has been done with the help of proper one. Now, palindromic of FDI, which is like what are the things you need to look after when you're moving with the help of an FDI. Ownership advantages create a monopolistic advantages to use the market abroad. Like you get a certain type of logo or certain type of brand, like as if you're moving with the help of this type of it, as if you get a ownership. So that create a certain positivity for it, and which the thing is it becomes a monopoly, like yes, you whatever the terms and conditions it is given, that only it is will be followed. So it has been there into the market. Unique ownership advantages protect through ownership, that is brand, technology, economical scale, management, know and how, each and everything are being checked here. Okay, next location advantages. The FDI designated market must offer factors like land, capital, know-how, cost, quality of labor, economic of scale that are advantages from the firms to locate its investment there. Linked to the trade theory, like you're moving out with the help of each and everyone into the location advantages, how it has been there, because according to the designation of an FDI and designation of performing your ownership and your land, so you need to make it that way. So that has been said. Internalization advantages, transactional cost of an arm length relationship, licensing export higher than the managing the activity within the MNC's border, because you're as if you are getting internally, you are getting a best part of it advantages where you can grow more and more, and with this MNCs are being participate. So as if MNCs are being participate, so it can be growing into the market for the longer one. So where you are getting a proper type of relationship, and with the help of relationship, the thing is you can show your performance into the higher cost. So that creates a certain type of it which will destroy all the barriers, and where the thing is immense, which will be there into the boundary, according to that way, like across the border you can perform your duties. Government policies and FDI. Just a minute. Okay. Now you can say, what are the government policies and FDI? Now, like already we have seen the FDI, how it has been performing. Now your governmental policy, what are governmental policies and FDI? A radical view in bonding, FDI harmful MNC are implied or nominator, like as if it has been there for the MNC, it has been coming. So like when FDI has been performing, so already it has been like a proper view, a radical view, like mostly focused on this type, and empirical dominators, like already there is a person who are dominating one, explore the host to the advantages of home country, extra profit from the host country given another back. So each and everything, like home country and host country, like extra implications will be there. The free market views, that is FDI, should be encouraged by them. FDIs are mostly encouraged by different types of philosopher, that is Adam Smith, Richard. International production should be distributed per national compared advantages, comparative advantages. What are the comparative advantages? According to that, it has been distributed, because with the help of this only, the thing is what the market will be moving free, and then afterwards each and every people will be aware like how to perform each and every duties. And MNC increases the world economical efficiency, brings to the bare unique ownership advantages, adds to the local economical comparatively advantages. So like each and everything here it has been said, and here you are showing the efficiency to grow more and more into the market for the longer period of time, which shows certain kind of positivity with the governmental policy and FDI. Now, host country effects of an FDI, like what are the host country, like what are the effects, like home country and host country. So like when related with the help of host country, benefits whatever is getting resources where it has been transferred from one to one, and employment, all the people are getting a proper way of employment, because as if because this becomes a very good way where as if the FDI has been started, so where you can develop with the help of an employment. Next, balance of payment, like as if it has been balance of payment, import substitutional, sources of export increases. So like here you can say import substitutional, it becomes more. Sources of export increases, because here as if you are performing all the duties, the exporting sources will be more and more the goods will be exported, thus will be there. Now cost, adversely cost effect on the BOP, that is balance of payment. What is the adverse, like a reverse effect will be there. Capital inflow followed by the capital outflow plus profit. So like how you will be showing the entry, capital inflow followed by the capital outflow plus profit. So like here, because the capitals are being flowed from one country to some other country, from the parent countries to the host country. So here the thing is the currencies are being flowed, the capital are being moved. So like you will be showing the entries this way, capital flows plus profits, so like whatever the profit you're gaining from there. Production importations, that will be also moving with the help of like what are the production costs. Threat to the national sovereignties and autonomy, loss of economical independency, that has been also been seen, like as if how it has been performed, so that you will be also seeing, because with the help of this only it will be showing. Now, home country and host country, what are the governmental policies for the FDI? Now see, home country outwards the FDI encourage risk reduction policy, finance, insurance, tax and incentives. So that according to that it will be encouraged more and more, because home country will be having more focused on this. Reduction policy like financing, insurance, tax and incentives, they will be having more motive. Outward FDI restriction, that is national securities and BOP, which has been the outward FDI restrictions, means this is like a restricted one where not to follow or to look after with the help of this. Next, host country, now the country where it has been there for like other country where it has been there, inward of FDI encouragement, like more to more progress on FDI, like to encourage more and more FDI, like to come into it. So with the help of this, as if you're getting more and more FDI investment incentives, you'll be getting a more, because as if you're getting a more profit. Job creation incentive, as if employment will be increasing more and more, because as if with the help of this only it shows certain type of positivity into this. Invert the FDI restriction, like more and more focusing on FDI restriction, like what are the things not to be performed. First, ownership extend restrictions like national security, local nations can be safeguarded from the host country interest. So like this type of restriction should be there from the ownership country. Ownership extended restrictions, so there are like more focus will be there on this. So these are the restricted areas, here it is being said. Now here you can see after this all we have completed with the help of an FDI. So with the help of this, at least what you are getting a proper way of transaction, like how you are performing your duties. Okay, so with the help of this, the thing is what your FDI works according to that way. So this was a two different chapters. Today first we went with the help of monetary funds, how the monetary market works. So where you can say a currency, how it was flowing. So first we have already went with the help of the currency, how the which was there on the 1800 before, how the currency went, and then afterwards how it was running with each and everything. So we went with the help of that. After once it has been completed, we went from the gold standard, how the gold standard was performing, to the Bretton Woods and mixed economy. So these are the three different type of economy what we have seen today. So with the help of this, at least what we got in proper way of identification, like how which was performing, how the rate was exchanged and how it was performed, that thing. And with the help of this, the thing is what, how the documentation was also been done, this also we have seen today. And how the relationships are being maintained, where government and other person are been performing their duties, and with the help of performing their duties, they are moving out with the help of each and every staff. So this was said on the chapter number 1. Next chapter which has been said with the help of an FDI, we went with the help of an FDI, how FDIs are very important, because FDI, as if it has been coming, you are getting 100% investments, ownerships you're getting out, you're getting a profit, you're getting an incentives, the transportation cost, the certain kind of it balancing relationship between the country, it has been shown, and which create a certain positivity into it, and which shows a certain type of it positivity where you're performing each and every duties into the proper way. So here you have already seen this two type of it. Now we'll just go through once again. So at least what it will be having a bit type of it, at least you will be aware. You will be aware with the help of what are the points what we have already learned today. Okay. Now here we went with the help of currency. Now here we have went with the help of relationship of a monetary. What do you mean by monetary system? Relationship between monetary systems and foreign exchange rates. This was there. So here you are having that type of relationship. Historical development will be just moving on. We have already seen how the historical development which was started on previously. Fixed and floating rate, what are the fixed rate, what are floating rates, and peg rates also we wait. Role of IMF and World Bank, okay, Bretton Woods as if we have discussed. Implication of managers, how the managers are being performed. Now here we have already seen how the exchange rates are being performed, and with the help of exchange rate, the thing is the currencies are being arranged according to that way, which creates a certain type of it where dissolve all the barriers, and which can be across to the whole world, where you can do this type of transaction. So it has been said this. So where arrangements are being done with the help of three different floating rates, managing rates and peg rates, which we have already seen. Floating where any time it depend upon the market, and with the help of market, as if it is there, the currencies are being changed. Managing rates, it is been managed with the help of the people and with the help of the government, so which creates a certain type of it, and with the help of this the rates are being fluctuated, and the government whatever it has been decided. A peg rate is that type of it where it has been changed, and it is the changing of whatever the rate, it will be done with the help of only for a month, not for a year. Arrangement is determined by the government, because here the total focus which has been given to the government only. Now here also we have seen the history of exchange rate, where we have already seen over the past 2000 years ago, the world has gone through the changes of the global exchange rate environment. They thought about it to exchange to the whole one, because as if it has been done, and then afterwards it started from the three eras. With the help of the three eras, gold standard, Bretton Woods and mixed system. So we are into the mixed system one, where gold standard which was there on 1816 till 1914, and Bretton Woods which was there on 1914 1945 to 1973. So this was there, and after that the thing is the mixed system which was there 1973 to the current present. So it is depend upon the way how you are performing your each and every duties, and with the help of it how the change has been done. Now here we have already seen the changes. On that time the rate was very stable, the exchange rate was stable, and on that time that type of systems were being performed, and with the help of this the whatever the trading was done, commercial trading was done, was performed according to the stabilization of whatever the rates. And where you can say once as if this type of it completed on the 19th century, on the second half the countries has been adopted this type of system, and with the help of adopting this type of system the gold rate exchange was performed according to this way. So with this it shows certain type of adoptions of a gold standard rate exchange system. Now World War, as if already we have seen World War I and World War II, we have already seen on 14 and 44. So on that time this type of rating system was changed, and then after a new rating system was been performed. But on that time this was a different country who started again the gold rating system of using that type of it, and not to use, they have been just dismantled that thing, the what was the current stable. But at certain period of time again the thing is the same scenario was performed, and then afterward due to certain reasons the thing is what the gold standard rate was been completed. So here you can see at each and every level where it was performed. Now already we have been seeing the categorization, how it was categorized, purpose, okay, the transaction. Now here you can say how the entries was done, because here you need to have more focus on the entry. So how the entries was done, like double entry into the bookkeeping, currency inflow, currency outflow, where it is been shown on the credit side, where it was showing on the debit side. Now earning the foreign exchange, they are like expending. Like here you're performing, here you're getting out, here the thing is what you're expending more and more. So with the help of this, the thing is the currency was being performed according to that way, which creates a certain type of it, the entries, and which you need to perform this type of entries into the regular type of double entries book. Again, three major accounts already we have already seen, because with the help of these three types of major account only the business can be run. Okay, current account, capital account, and official reserve. These are the three different type of account, like current account which are commonly used into the business, and capital account which is that part of it, like where when you're running with any part of business, so that type of it account amount you're putting out, and you're keeping aside for using for the funds. And then afterwards official reserve, which are using with the help of like a regular expenses, whatever you're using, so that type of reserves are being performed. Then current account, how it has been said, then net, like what are the current account, record net flow of goods and services and unilateral funds. Like mostly we are having more focus on this, because how much you are using, how much not you are using, so mostly it has been focused into the current account. Next, it is what a capital account, all functions, record public and private investments and landing. Each and every goods are being seen here, like what are the capital, what are the regular ones, what are the private and investments and lending, whatever it has been done. So that you are having the, keeping the tracks with the help of this. Next, how you will be showing the entry. Now here you will be showing the entry inflows and outflow, where you can say a credit and debit side. Here we have already seen. See, we students, we are just going out, because already we will be having summarization, just summarizing out. So at least what during studying, at least it will be making easy for you to understand. Now inflow and outflow, as if already seen, like inflow and outflow as if already been seen. So you need to post it your entry according to that way, credit and debit one. Next, again we have categorized with the help of capital account, that is called a transaction, classified with the help of three different ones: portfolio, direct, and short term. So like mostly we'll be having for the short terms, and because with the help of this only the thing is it will be performing the that way. Now official reserve account. What are the official reserve account? Already measured changes into the international reserve owned by the central government, central bank. Whatever the central bank is done, certain kind of it changes, so that type of it changes will be already been accounted into this, and with the help of this only the thing is what the transaction will be sorted. So this thing should be also been there. Now the reflected surplus depicted into the capital, like as if official reserve whenever it has been there. So because here the transaction it has been changed. So with the help of this, the bit type of changes. So whatever if there is certain kind of a profit, so you need to show either into the current account and capital account. Both account you need to reflect it, because with the help of this only the payments are being performed. See, this is the certain part of it where official reserve more, where the more motive which has been given to the gold and convertible securities, because with the help of this only the thing is the securities are been reserved, and you are officially you need to update into that, because that with the help only the thing is the entries will be seeing and entries will be performing each and everything. So with the help of that type of reserved only. Net if reflected net effects which will be there, like it will be sum of all the transaction must be zero. Like finally there won't be any kind of it like transaction, but all should be cleared, where you can say effect will be there that way, and into the three accounts, current account, capital accounts and official reserve, because with the help of this only it will be performing. Next, it has been categorized balance of payment. Balance of payment. Okay, now what do you mean by balance of payment? A balance of payment is the basic balances, okay, where you can say a current account and long-term capital flows, like each and every flows and current account transaction. Both the account transactions are being concluded, and then afterwards the help of this, the thing is the payments are being performed according to that way. Then afterwards a basic balances emphasizes more on the long-term trend, okay, here you are performing into the long-term. Then afterwards exclude the short-term capital flow that heavily depends on temporary factors. Whatever the like long-term capital, whatever it has been increased, so like you need to exclude that thing, because that it has been not at all shown on that time, so that it has been seen. Next, like net equity balance, this we have already seen, measures the changes in the private domestical borrowing. If you have already borrowed from certain or lent from certain one, so that type of entry you need to show it, because with the help this all are different types of it entries, balances, and with the help of it entries and balance you need to perform your duties according to this way, and you need to post it your entries that way. Payments equally without adjustment of official reserve, like whatever the payments are been done, so already that thing has been done. So here it has been each and everywhere you are being categorized. Now here you have already seen official reserve balance or official reserve transaction, okay, where it has been a major adjustment needs by official reserve each and everything, because here it has been checked that way. Now how the exchange rate which has been there today, it is depend upon the like see this it has been depended with the help of this. It's very little actively involved in, now very little involvement where forex market determines the exchange rate, like most very less it has been performed. Active involvement, like government is managing, pegging and exchanging, these are the governmental position where he has been performing, like both the side it has been performed, but they're with the help of their own staff. So with the help of this at least you can the spectrum which has been maintained. Now we are into the mixed international monetary system, consists of different three we have already seen: floating, government floating one, next it is what the managing one, and next it is what the pegging. When related with floating is depend upon the values, relative values, how it has been followed. That managing rates, here you have already seen where the currencies are being seen. So according to the currency where the governments are been performing their duty. That pegged system, here it is what a fixed, it has been fixed, the length of government has been linked, that type of it, because with the help of that type of only values, the thing is the currencies are being exchanged, currencies are being performed that way. We have already seen the documentation. With the help of the documentation, here you have already seen the export and import documentation, how it has been done. Now, as if when documentation it has been done, so there is a vital place of understanding and performing the international market, which shows certain type of positivity, because with the help of this only the payments are being performed and payments are being shown, because as if the goods are being distributed from one country to some other country, so on that time the payments are being performed also that way, which shows a proper way of performance into the goods and services. Exports are required to follow certain formalities. All the documents and formalities are being seen, because as if the document and formalities are being seen, the carriers, the owners of the persons, like who will be the shipment one, that all documents are being required. Like previously they have been taught, but on after 90s the thing is this type of it mostly focused they have kept into the export important documentation, because if this is very messy, it becomes very repetitivity. Most of the documents are very difficulty to at least to adjust and to perform that thing. So, but still the thing is what the having more focus into it, it becomes tiredness to perform all the duties. So that will be created a certain type of alignment, and then afterwards the previously it was there that type of it very harsh way where documentation was process was done, but still currently the thing is this type of new documentation systems are being performed. So with this the thing is what the documentation are being performed that way. It has been complex, as if already we have seen the type of licensing when related with such type of documents, the agent documents, the agent performance, the agent duties, the agent handwrittens and all documents will be required. So that has been said. Now you have been interested in export documentation. If the people is ready to for the export exporting goods and services, so what are documentation papers are required? You require the permissions and all the papers will be required with the help of this different type of it, because with the help of that only it has been shown into the market, and as if it has been shown into the market, the thing is what the documents are required, and then you can do the transaction. Proper documentation will be ensured smooth and selling with the requirements of an above agency and resulting into transaction of successful one. Already we have already seen, because with the help of it, if there is any kind of goods loss, so on that time if we are having those papers into our hands, so at least we can do the transaction according to that way, and at least what we are aware with the help of those type of transactions. Now, these are the different type of documentation which has been classified: commercial, regulatory, export assistance, and documentation required for the importing countries. Now, commercial documentation, these are the simple type of documentation. This we have already seen, where a certain responsibility which is given for the sales control to follow into each and every one. Next, into commercial, you are having two different type of it: principles and occurrence. Now, when principles are being there, so like a common where exports and importer sales goods and service relationships are being maintained, and when principles are being there, so on that time this type of a transaction will be there, like commercially invoices, packing and distribution, packing, list of landing, certificate of origin, bills of exchange, shipments of an advice. Each and every documents are being required, because with the help of this only the goods will be distributed. Occurrence we have already seen, where all documents when related with the help of as if the goods are being distributed from the country. So that type of also documents are required, because for the procedures, for the further procedures, and as if commercial and the principles final one, so with the help of this only the like transactions will be required more and more. Regulatory documents like other declarations, letter also it has been required, because as if the declarations of the letter will be required, because that is important for you, because as if declaration forms and letters and all each and every it has been given, so that it has been also been discussed. Export assistance documents, documentation required for the import a country. So these are the different type of documents which has been required. Again the same commercial invoices, it has been required, because all invoice number, this and that all documents are required. These are the also different documents. Like each and every documents when selling out, when buying any goods, so all type of documents, receipt, performa, each and everything documents are being required, because it becomes easy when doing this type of transaction. So further it doesn't create any kind of problem. So packing list also, all what are the wages, how much is the height, each and everything it is there. And then after what are the actual, like into the box, what is the actual weight, and after the box what is the actual weight, how much shipment, how much box it has been going, so that has been there. Certificate of inspection is important for it, because it is a requirement of the shipments to be checked like before it has been depart, so that has been there, and as it has been arrived again it has been inspected. So like with the help of this, it's if there is any kind of it problems related to it, it can be solved on that time. Insurance certificate, bill of landing, airways, combined transportation documents, certificate of origin, bill of exchange, shipment advices. Now these are the different type of documents what it was required. Now we have already went to the markets, how it was there on the market. First it was conversions from one country currency to some other country currency, that is a market. Quote and set the exchange rate, whatever there is. Offer the contract to manage the foreign exchange exposures. This has been there, like mostly focusing on there. Then afterwards, these are the different type of it, foreign exchange markets who are been involved and who are been performing their duties and who are been doing across the borders, import and export, maintaining the accounts, and with the help of this, the thing is what they're generating the company's profit. IMF also we have already Bretton Woods, where you have already seen where balance the payments have been done. Previously it was not there, but after a certain period of time the thing is what 100% as FDI it has been gaining. So with the help of this it gains a more and more profit. Now already managerial implications when it was there. So like a currency management, business strategies, each and every strategies were being performed. So like in each and every we have already seen. Now here you can say of McDonald's, how it has been said, because with the help of this only the thing is it has been performed. So FDI as if it is came into the market started growing, and with the help of started growing, the thing is what it shows certain kind of it positivity into it, and where it grows more and more into it. So FDI is a certain kind of direct investment where MNCs have been welcomed, and then afterwards as if they have been welcomed, so finally they have been advancing both host country and home country, and with the help of this the thing is what the countries have been growing themselves very boldly. Now involvement mostly as if FDI it has been there, so like total way proper way of ownership of entity brought into the production, marketing and R&D. They are having the more focus, because as if it has been there more focused into this, then only the thing is you can have the managerial control properly into this, and then afterwards the thing is what the investments will be done more and more. Now here you can see how the growth was there. We have already seen the chart, because the same chart it has been here. So with the help of the chart you can see how it has been growing as if it has been there into the market. Now most FDI flows as the development of the country from developed country. Now like FDI as land started developing from developed to developed country. Like the country which was not developed, from there it grows and finally it grows with the help of heavy one. FDI increases the developing country since on 85. Much of is emerging on Asian, Latin American, economical, African lagging each and every way. Now here also you can say where later developed and developing countries the differences here it is being shown. So with the help of this at least it will be growing more and more. How the main focus of FDI it is what, where purchasing of assets, okay, where assets have been purchased, and with the help of this finally they are transaction into the local markets, and with the help of this they are showing certain type of position into it. FDI flows, why? Because as if FDI owes to the licensed franchisee, need to retain the strategy control, needs to protect technology nodes, capability nodes, suitability for licensing and franchisee, follow few main competitors, immediately strategy responding, each and everything it has been seen. Panoramic of FDI, like what are the things which has been morely focused on FDI, which has been there on the advantages of ownership to be branded, and mostly focused on an FDI designation, where you are seeing as if performing anything, so like land, capital, known cost, quality of the labor, each and everything are being checked here. Certain internalization advantages, transaction cost, which has been seen here. So like overall you can say mostly they have been packing up with the help of each and every substance. So with the help of this, at least what you can identify how the FDIs are been growing more and more into the market, which shows a certain competitors, and which shows certain type of responsibility towards the customers and to himself also, which can be performed into the market for the local wise. Okay, so today with the help of this, we have completed with the help of 2 chapters. First with the help of International Monetary System, second with the help of the FDI. So with this, the thing is the 2 chapters have been over. Thank you so much.